guys, I'm LeilaFox. If you were just tuning in, we are going to be checking out the latest Raid Shadow Legends Q&A dev plans. I haven't seen this yet. This is going to be kind of a live reaction, watching live on stream with the community. So let's check it out and see what information we have coming up.
Hey everyone, welcome to our very first Raid Q&A video. A short video covering things we've been working on, telling you a little bit about our plans and answering some of your most frequently asked questions. So let's get into those. The first one. Will the requirement to get Lydia change when you add the new faction?
That one gets asked a lot.
Short answer, most probably yes, but there is no reason to panic. Some of you may already know that our next new faction will be based on a lot of Eastern Asian influences.
Yep,
and
samurais.
like other factions, they're gonna have their own crypt in faction wars, eventually. We'll be gradually adding new champions to the faction over time, so we won't actually open a crypt for them until we've added enough champions to make it completable.
So that's nice.
So the requirements for Lydia won't change in the near future, and we will let you know far in advance before the new faction is added to the list of those. Question 2.
That's good.
What are your future plans for the Doom Tower?
Doom Tower!
The Doom Tower is supposed to work in rotations, with every rotation switching up the bosses, mobs, and secret rooms. As you might be able to see in-game right now, this current one is named after the Frost Spider, because she's the final boss. The next rotation will have another boss, and so on. However, since this was our very first Doom Tower release, we realized we've got a bit more fine-tuning and tweaking to do on the current rotation. With your help, we have also come up with a whole list of improvements we want to make for the next one.
Nice.
And we're gonna hold off on releasing that until we think it's ready.
Now, it makes me also think about this too, since we're talking about Doom Tower, is they did also say not only is there going to be rotations, so the bosses are going to rotate. From what I remember, I believe they said there's going to be 4 new Doom Tower bosses coming in the future. So adding those into there and also adding more into the rotation is going to give us more content. And what's nice is it gives a little bit more variety. Good morning, guys. If you're just tuning in, we're checking out the brand new Raid Shadow Legends Q&A dev plans. That's what we are checking out. So far, we talked about Lydia. We talked about Doom Tower. And so let's continue on.
Right now, we are looking at releasing the next rotation in a few months. Maybe April, maybe sooner. So keep an eye out for news on that. Third question. Did you guys forget about the dwarves? Why do the undead hordes get all the new epics and legendaries?
Oh my goodness, yes! Why? Chat, don't we say this all the time? Why? Why is or at least recently, why are there just so many undeads? Like, why? Why are there so many undead epics, so many undead legendaries? And what I'm worried about, what I'm really, really worried about is the new champ that they chose that won the champion creation contest looks like either they're going to put it in undead, but so heaven help me, I hope they don't. I hope they decide to put it in Knight Revenant or something. Because that's what it is, right? Like, we've been saying that forever. Why is it all so many undeads and not very many dwarves? And we'll see what her answer is.
Our development path for planning, designing, balancing, and releasing champions is pretty long. It's something we try to plan well in advance, and there's usually a long line of champions in development.
Ooh, what is that? Champion designs, check this out. So where would she fit? She looks cool. She looks like an Egyptian goddess. That is neat looking. Okay, so now it looks like we get a teaser at some more champion concepts. Don't say undead. Stop, don't say she's gonna be undead.
At any time. That's why you've been seeing a lot of
Oh,
undead
she's
horde
lovely.
champions
Look what they
popping
did.
up.
Whoa! What about this guy? All right, that guy looks like undead. That one looks like undead. Wait, what is this? What's with these bodies? Look at these bodies just hanging on him like this. What is this?
All over the place, along with other champions.
Okay. This one. You know what? Whoever's saying looks like an Egyptian faction, you're right. Like, these 3 champs. Look at that with the snake here. This already looks like an Egyptian faction. You guys are right. Like, those 3 champs already look like they fit into that perfectly. Yeah, is she a dwarf? I mean, she has to be a dwarf, this one.
From older factions. However, we haven't forgotten the dwarves.
Ooh, look at this guy. He looks cool. Now, this looks like an orc, though. This guy looks really neat. I like that. Interesting. Okay, so I think these are kind of cool. He does look like an orc, though. Like, this one. I mean, would this one fit into, if they're going to do an Egyptian faction, does this guy fit into that? Or is he more orc? Like, this looks more orc to me, but who knows? They could do whatever.
Don't worry, we know they need some new blood.
This one? Okay, so she looks like, depending on what design they give her, she looks like Sacred Order. This definitely looks like Sacred Order to me, right? What do you guys think of her? Yeah, either Sacred Order or Bannerlord. Like this, the right one looks like Sacred Order. The left one looks like Bannerlord, is what I'm thinking.
We've actually just released 2 new epic dwarfs, and we're also bringing out 2 more epics and a new dwarf legendary in February.
New dwarf legendary
that,
in February.
We've got another 14 in development right now that we hope will bring that faction up a level.
14 new dwarves in development, chat. That she's hoping will bring the faction up a level. Is what she just said. 14 new dwarves, including 1 legendary dwarf that's coming in February. So what we've been talking about is there going to be some kind of fragment or fusion event in February? Potentially could be a dwarf. I guess we'll have to see. All commons! Oh my gosh, chat.
Next question. Do you have any answers to the duplicate champions issue? This is probably our most asked question, and it's also probably the hardest one to answer. We are currently working on and testing a few different concepts for this. But it's a biggie, and we want to make sure we get it right. It could have a huge impact on the game, positive or negative. So we are not avoiding it, we are just being thorough. Right now, our top priority is to figure this out in the first half of this year. As soon as we have a clearer idea of the direction we're gonna go with, we'll let you know.
Okay.
And last question. Gearing champions is hard and takes a lot of silver. Do you have any plans to fix that? We do. We're currently testing 3-4 different ideas to reduce the overall silver demands.
That's nice.
And we'll let you know once we figure out the best way to deal with it. We're also looking to make re-gearing new champions a little easier to manage. We're currently working on an armory feature that lets you preview a new selected artifact set and compare it with the champion's currently equipped artifacts. This will show you exactly how your builds stack up and help you decide whether to keep or swap out your artifacts for new ones.
Now the thing is, okay, they just said a new armory, right? They just said a new armory, but we just saw about the fitting room. So I'm wondering how is this any different, I guess? Because essentially what she's describing, so what essentially she's describing is kind of what we just saw with the fitting room, where it gives you a chance to put on other gear and see how the stats are in comparison. It's the fitting room, right? Yeah, we talked about that a little bit earlier in the fitting room, but yet they're calling it an armory system? So I don't know if they're looking at implementing another system or if it's going to be fitting room. I guess we're gonna have to see.
And that's everything. If you have questions or suggestions, please share them in the comment section below. We'll pick the most interesting ones and cover them in the next video. See ya!
Oh, thank you, Siri. Okay, that is new stuff coming to Raid. So what do you guys think? She talked about a bunch of things. She talked about requirements for Lydia. She talked about why the heck there's so many undeads and so little dwarfs. Right, that was a big thing there. She talked about duplicate system. She touched briefly on the newer factions that are coming. where she said it's gonna be heavily Asian inspired. Like, we already know the samurais are coming, and those should be coming probably like April, I think is what she was saying. Now, again, with anything, that could change as well too. What do you guys think? And we did see some designs, some concept designs for new champs, and some of those look really neat. Some of those look really, really neat. Let's see if we could back it on up. Oh yeah. Really nice, huh? So maybe it is exciting stuff. It is. And as usual, I know, guys, I know. No dates and a bit vague, but she's doing the best that she can. That's the thing too, is she's the face and she gets to answer all these questions. So she's doing the best she can with the information she's given and what she can share. So she looks neat. You know, and it looks like they tried a couple different combinations. I actually think I like this one better. When it looks at like the different art styles they're trying, I really like this one better, I think. What else did we have? This guy. I'm not sure how I feel about him. Like, he's got weird bodies hanging on him. I'm not sure how I feel about that, truthfully. Her, a new dwarf here, and same thing, she looks like she could be part of that Egyptian inspired, if that's what they're going with. This guy's interesting, a new orc. Very interesting. She looks neat, and like I said, depending on where they decide to put her, it is imaginative. I agree. It is imaginative. Depending on what they decide to do with her, on the right really does remind me of something from Sacred Order. She could look really cool in there. Almost kind of like, we already have Venus, who looks like the Queen of Hearts. She looks like she fits in with Sacred Order there. And then kind of these designs on the left and the middle looks like a Bannerlord. So I'm very interested to see what they decide to do with her if they end up keeping that design. Guys, I would love to know your comments, your feedback. What do you think about this information? I also think this would be really nice to do this whole Q&A dev plan. With as much as they have on their plate, honestly, I would like to see them do this quarterly, if not able to do it sooner than that, right? Because the longer they wait to fill us in on information, the more antsy people get. Because there's things that they want to see, there's changes people want to see. So I think if they decide to do this kind of quarterly, that would be really, really nice. And now we also have more dwarves coming. They're currently working on 14 more in development, which is nice. But on the downside, like, I feel like the more champs they keep adding, the more watered down our champion pools get to, and the more harder it is to get specific champs that you want. Like, there's still people who are even trying to get an apothecary, people who still try to get a cold heart, like, they can't even get those champs. So guys, I would love to know what you think. Share your thoughts, share your feedback, leave me some comments down below, and, you know, tell me what you think. Are you happy with this? Are you upset? Is there something you wish that they talked about and they didn't? I feel like she covered a lot of bases. I mean, she talked about the silver issue. She talked about Champ. She talked about Lydia and Faction Wars. She talked about the new Faction Wars. I feel like she covered a nice amount here, but is there something that they didn't talk about that you wish they did? Leave me some comments and let me know what you guys think. I would love to know. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed our video, you can catch us live on twitch.tv/LeilaFoxNation 4 days a week on Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come on by and be part of our community, and we'll see you there.